All right, so the truth is, I don't really know what I'm going to say, but I feel like I've got a lot of shit to say, or just to get off my chest. And as usual, I'll yell it at the fucking wind because this is my form of therapy. What else do I have? I've been turning into more and more of a misanthrope. If you don't know what a misanthrope is, it's not complicated. It's just someone who hates people. You know, if anyone ever like uses a word but doesn't give you like the meaning in a nutshell, they're a pretentious shitbag who's completely full of it. Like, if someone can't like sum up what they're trying to say in like a simple like sentence or two, they're full of shit and you should call them out. Always. Never be afraid to say I don't know or I don't know what that means, because a lot of times you'll turn the tables and you'll flip it around on them and make them end up looking really fucking stupid. Like, actually, I don't know what it means either. I was just trying to sound smart. I digress. Sorry, let me take a drink. It's been rough. I was scammed the other day for a puppy. VibeLake.com. Their site's still up. $850. As you can see here, I've got a lot of instruments. I had been saving up for a, the right computer to record music on, and I just decided to sacrifice everything for a furry little companion. I did a lot of homework. I'd been thinking about it for about a year, and I decided to finally commit to a King Charles Cavalier Spaniel puppy. And the picture I saw was one of the cutest things I'd ever seen in my life. I'd bonded with it. I was cleaning my space. I was preparing for it. Ready to buy treats, dog food, everything. I mean, I'd even bought little bits of like steak bits to cook, which I don't even know if a puppy can eat that, but I was ready. I'm sorry, it's the beer. But to be clear, I'm not drunk. I just started drinking. Anyway, it was all fake. I got scammed. I lost like $850. So my bank account is empty, apart from an emergency $60 that I had in my drawer that I'm using because I can't take it anymore. And I live in Portland. It's getting worse out there all the time. I don't know what to make of it. But I go to the store nightly, a little convenience store called the Plaid Pantry. I don't know if they have them where you're from. Jesus Christ, 3 minutes already. Anyway, I go out every night, and every night it's a little bit worse. I don't know what to make of it. I just keep thinking of that. Like, far as tonight goes, I keep thinking of how, like, the movie Joker opens with, is it just me, or is it getting worse out there? So appropriate. I recently broke up with my girlfriend. So along with mourning the puppy, that's at the forefront of my mind. That pain is in there too. It's like me and the puppy that never existed in the front seat. She's in the back seat, and the car is just my grief. Driving along. And it was over politics. I don't know if that's stupid, but it all came down to like, I can hate on Republicans with you gladly, as I have the last 4 years. But I sure as shit cannot love on Democrats with you. Really? You think Biden's going to save the day, save the world? Okay, if he does, I'll happily come back and say, hey, we got our checks. We got our day one priority stimulus checks. It was everything they said it would be. Vaccines have been distributed and the pandemic is under control. We're no longer experiencing a daily 9/11, and we can now finally give our loved ones a hug. I'll happily come back to say, yeah, I was wrong. But I'm not holding my breath, which I've been struggling with lately, but that's a different video. Anyway, it's funny how politics can affect our relationships like that. But anyway, like I said, I don't really know the point of this video other than to get shit off my chest. Thank God for creative outlets. As far as vibeblake.com and scammers, I wish I knew there's like a chant that's like, whatever you brought on I put it on you ×3. I don't remember how it goes, but it's like, one of those like, make karma eat you alive kind of things. And, I can't believe the site's still up and that they're so shamelessly, brazenly just scamming people to this day. I keep thinking about like some little kid just crying his heart out, who was expecting the puppy. Because I talk about being sick of people and turning more into a misanthrope, someone who hates people. And, that's my point. I mean, that's hence the puppy. That's why I was going to pivot to an animal over a human, and that's apparently more and more common. Puppy scams, because they are taking advantage. They're preying on people's depression, people's anxiety, people's need for just unconditional love. However difficult a dog or a puppy might be, because, like, let's face it, that's some high maintenance shit. They chew up everything, and the people who've had pets for a while are fucking insane. Like, that's one of the things that's always made me reluctant. Bill Hicks, great comedian. Everyone should know who he is. Always had a bit like, where he'd say, how many smokers in the audience? And then a few people would clap, and he'd be like, yeah, great smokers, and he'd mock them. And he'd be like, now let's hear it. How many non-smokers? And everyone would cheer. And then he'd pull out a pack of cigarettes and be like, good, you fucking self-righteous slugs, self-righteous piece of shit. Things along that lines. He's like, I'd quit smoking if I didn't think I'd become one of you. And just talk about how much he hated non-smokers. The worst kind of non-smoker is the kind that walks up coughing at you. It's like, you sick fucks. You walk up to fucking crippled people dancing too. I just love that shit. Hey, at least I can still laugh, right? That's why we need good comedians. Dave Chappelle, I'm looking at you. Which, God, hopefully he's doing all right. COVID, the pandemic, it is serious. Pretending it doesn't exist. Hopefully people aren't still doing that. It sucks that things have been so politicized where, the wrong person says it and then suddenly it's a conspiracy theory. Where Bill Maher, much as he annoys me, I gotta give him credit. Jesus Christ, I apologize for the length. We're going on 8.5 minutes here. But much shit as I give him, he's like, at this point, it would be a conspiracy theory to say it wasn't created in a lab. And, he had some, like, specialists on and things like that. And they were talking about how viruses usually die down. And because, like, they want to survive. If they kill off all the hosts, then the virus goes away. So they'll usually get a little more mild with time. But in this case, we're just seeing it get more and more aggressive. And how this was some serious shit that, like, like the busboy who didn't wash his hands is what he said, and just gave you food poisoning, somebody in the lab who just fucking carried it out on their clothing or whatever. Who knows? My arm's getting tired now. Time for another drink of beer. Bear with me here. Listen, if you're still watching, we're basically friends at this point. I'm not even joking. I mean, fuck, you must be bored and or depressed and or anxious, and we're kindred spirits. So cheers. It's late here. I'm sure I'm upsetting my neighbors because it's that hour where even talking annoys people. But, so what? That's what I was saying when I was out of the plaid pantry. Everyone looks ready to kill each other. But I'm openly saying, like, people got nothing on me. I'm ready to kill someone. But I also don't care about dying either. What can you do to somebody who doesn't give a fuck about dying? Hey, long as you make it quick, I don't care. You got nothing on me. I'm impervious. You can't even hurt my feelings. I'm a lunatic right now. You cannot argue with me. You cannot insult me. There's nothing you can do to me that makes me fucking care. Seriously. There's no power anyone has over me. And that's liberating, but it's also like, where's the heroin? I'm ready to fucking go to sleep forever. I'm sorry, this sounds really depressing and negative, but I'm trying to think of like a good, strong closing note to end on. And it's just not really coming to me. So it's like, do I post this bullshit? I don't know. Because that's the therapeutic part. Not just vocalizing it, but putting it out there. Even if only like one person watches it. Even if one person dislikes it, I kind of get a kick out of that sometimes too. Because typically it's from like, I left a comment on some video and I upset someone by saying like some shit about, I'm not going to go there. Yeah, I was going to bring up Elliot Page, but we'll stay away from that subject. Not that listen, to be clear, I'm all about respecting people, and I believe that everyone is entitled, like Dave Chappelle said, speaking to him, safety and dignity, and no one should have to be afraid, ever. Everyone has the right to exist. So, but like far as pronouns go, like, no, I'm not going to state mine. I'll call you by, like, what you present, but, like, if you want me to in advance state the way that no, it's obvious what I am and how I identify. So don't go asking me to fucking jump through your hoops. Fuck you. Fuck that bullshit. And it's not about, that makes me phobic of something. No, it doesn't. It makes me uncomfortable because I feel fake. It's inauthentic, for me to say, oh, by the way, no, I'm not going to let a bunch of fucking 16-year-old, 20-year-old, 16 to 20-year-olds dictate how I speak. Ooh, I'm so sorry. I'm just not. That doesn't make me right-wing. That doesn't make me conservative. It doesn't make me a bigot. It doesn't make me close-minded. It just means that I feel uncomfortable and awkward doing it myself. So I'm not going to feel awkward and uncomfortable to make someone else feel just slightly more comfortable when I'm not being disrespectful in the fucking first place. Okay? I already said everyone has a right to exist. And you know what? I'll call you by whatever you want to be called. No fucking skin off my teeth, ass back, whatever the fuck skin comes from that the expression goes. I don't care. Anyway, I'm going to end it there because 13 minutes, Jesus fuck. At this point, we're not just friends. We're best friends. If somebody actually likes this bullshit, follow me and I'll follow you back. And, we'll talk. It's getting, is it just me or are things getting crazier out there? What a world. What a world. Good luck to all of us. We'll see if we ever get those checks. Like I say, Democrats, who needs tangible help when they're willing to call us by the right pronouns? So much shit I could keep going on about, but I'll stop. All right. Take care, folks.